Hey, Shalom, Akim. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Arakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, salutations to you sincere Akim out there pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. All right, and just had a quick something we were reading in my camp, me and another brother, because we're dealing with the Amalekites. You know, you have to watch them. They're out of all the nations, they're the best liars. All right, this is 1 Samuel 31. You know, because ultimately there's going to be bloodshed and warfare in Israel until the Lord's chosen people are back there. All right, but going into Amalek, all right, because we're never going to side with them ever. All right, the Lord said he had a controversy with them from generation to generation. This is 1 Samuel 31 and 1. Now, when the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistines and fell down slain in Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines followed hard upon Saul and upon his sons, and the Philistines slew Jonathan and Abinadab and Malchishua, Saul's sons. And the battle went sore against Saul, and the archers hit him, and he was sore wounded of the archers. Then said Saul unto his armor-bearer, draw thy sword, and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through, and abuse me. But his armor-bearer would not, for he was sore afraid. Therefore Saul took a sword and fell upon it. And when his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword, and died with him. So Saul died, and his 3 sons, and his armor-bearer, and all his men that same day together. And when the men of Israel that were on the other side of the valley, and they that were on the other side Jordan, saw that the men of Israel fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they forsook the cities and fled, and the Philistines came in and dwelt in on them. Now, this is context for what happens in 2 Samuel. Me and another brother were talking about this, right? 2 Samuel 1, which is the next chapter, basically. Now it came to pass after the death of Saul, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and David had abode 2 days in Ziklag. Remember, he went to Ziklag, and he was working with the king. All right. It came even to pass on the 3rd day that, behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul with his clothes rent and earth upon his head. And so it was, when he came to David, that he fell to the earth and did obeisance. And David said unto him, from whence comest thou? And he said unto him, out of the camp of Israel am I escaped. And David said unto him, how went the matter? I pray thee, tell me. And he answered, that the people are fled from the battle, and many of the people also are fallen and dead, and Saul and Jonathan his son are dead also. And David said unto the young man that told him, how knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son be dead? And the young man that told him said, as I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaned upon his spear, and lo, the chariots and horsemen followed hard after him. And when he looked behind me, he saw me, and called unto me, and said, here am I. And he said unto me, who art thou? And I answered him, I am an Amalekite. He said unto me, stand, I pray thee, upon me, and slay me, for anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head, and the bracelet that was on his arm, and have brought them hither unto my Lord. Now this dude just said that Saul leaned upon his spear. Yeah, this says he fell upon his sword. You know, and of course this dude David had just came from the slaughter of the Amalekites. All right, so I guess maybe the dude didn't know that David was an Israelite, because David was amongst the heathen. All right, but back to 2 Samuel 1:10. So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live. After that he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head and the bracelet that was on his arm, and I brought them hither unto my Lord. And this dude had to be lying. He had to be lying. All right, that's it. He fell upon his sword and he was dead in that moment, right? This said he fell upon his spear, and then he wanted basically the dude to finish him off. Which, the brother was speculating like this guy would have had to know, that this was David. We don't know that much. We don't know, we don't know, not for certain, because he had never met this guy before, and it doesn't say that. All right, but we know that this guy was lying. That never actually happened. All right, now what probably happened was he came across, Saul's body or whatever, and took it from him, or some way he acquired his crown and his bracelet. All right, but we know that this guy was lying. His story, it doesn't add up to what the scripture said before. All right, now the brother asked me, what was that at? Verse 11, I'm going to keep reading, because this question was for verse 13. Then David took hold on his clothes and rent them, and likewise all the men that were with him. And they mourned and wept and fasted until even, for Saul and for Jonathan his son, and for the people of the Lord, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. And David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. And David said unto him, How was thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Lord's anointed? All right, so the brother asked me if he said he was the son of a stranger, does that mean he was an Israelite foreigner? No, this meant he was a heathen. All right, and he referred to Saul as the Lord's anointed. All right, and David called one of the young men and said, Go near and fall upon him, and he smote him that he died. Let's see, this word for stranger. Yeah. Ayash, just man. It just means man. Did I click the right one? Yep. Ayash. Just man. So doesn't, what I'm saying, there's nothing that indicates, well, he was an Israelite who said it. No. He was the son of a stranger. Stranger could be a foreigner, alien, a literal foreigner, literal alien. He was a literal Amalekite. All right, and he was a liar, because the stuff he said never happened. All right, if you would have, cross-examined him like Daniel, you said he fell on his spear, and he said yes, you would know that they're lying, and that's what the Amalekites do. All right, they mix truth with a lot of lies. All right, and it's being uncovered. And that's why you see a lot of brothers going in on that particular verse. All right, because their magic is fading. They've been able to deceive. They've been able to use their power and authority of the beast. Amalek being the chief of all of the tribe of Salat, the chief of Edom, and not hell no. All right, the least of the flock. All right, the least. All right, Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. All right. and that word for little, yeah, taza I war, little, insignificant, young. What does it say? What's the scripture say? He that is younger has me in derision. In Job 31, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. All right. And what does it say about Cain? It said, "You crawl on your belly." Right? He's a piece of shit. And that word for younger, same word. Taza Iwar. Taza Iwar. So, the whole world is seeing, and everybody knows at this point, this is a ploy for them to try to gain support, because over the years the lies have built up. All right, the media circus that they own, all of these different industries that they own. See, behind the scenes, they know that their time has come, which the scriptures tell you that. Their inward thought is that their houses, will go on forever. But then it also goes into, they can see that they have but a short time, right? And them being the head and being, at the top on all these different industries, they can see that their power is fading. They can see that the false balance ass currency is slipping. People are losing faith in it. These different other nations are starting to not use it. Nobody wants to deal with them. All right, hey, I just did business with them, and these Amalekites burned us basically for like about $500. Tried to tell us, well, we wanted you to do 6 or 7 jobs, and then we were gonna pay you. Why the fuck would we do that if you can't even pay, a couple of $100? And these guys were slumlords. They own all kind of apartments all throughout Chicago. All right, rat infested, roach infested. That's why a lot of this place is fucked up, man, because it's a piece of shit ruling over it. All right, so it's beautiful, man, what's going on, man. May the Lord continue to apply pressure. Hey, may this be the last year, Lord willing, this be our last year. May Revelation 13 and everything come in soon. Let Esau make his move so the Lord can make his move. Call law your line, Yahweh Yahweh Shah, Shalom.